the Nordic Pocket Saw. Looking forward to making this video for quite some time. I've had this sitting in my little cupboard for a couple of months at least now. It is the multi-award winning Nordic Pocket Saw awards. It is basically a hand, or sometimes known as a pocket chainsaw. It is what it is really. It's a chainsaw blade that's been modified to be used by hand. I suppose that's kind of the name self-explanatory, I guess. But yeah, looking forward to this. It's something I've wanted in my little bushcrafting arsenal for some time, as an alternative to just regular saws. Plus, also, when I first started learning the craft, I had, I suppose as many children would have done, a Rambo knife that had in the handle had a little tiny tube with a so-called survival kit in there, which was, I suppose the best way of explaining it, useless. Tiny fishing hooks, etc. And over time things change and evolve. This is the BCB, had to check then, yes, the BCB survival kit. This is probably about 30 years old and is no longer available in this format. You can buy it still, but it doesn't quite look the same. Hej hej.
Hej.
Nå, jag finner hundar. Du kan säga hej.
Är de inte sådär jättesociala också?
Oh ja, de brukar jag, ja. Vad gör du?
Det är så skönt att rulla sig i grus.
Lite sandbad.
Sandbad, ja.
Ja. Det hjälper deras päls faktiskt, så ja.
Ja, det är nog skönt.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the video. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes, survivor kit. So I bought this just because I thought I'd be using it, and if I'm honest, I never have. I've modified it and upgraded some bits and pieces. There's an emergency blanket and an evasion bag, or a large sleeping bag. But the reason I brought this out, you always end up with a wire saw, like these little things. This one I don't believe is the original, because the one that was in there broke the moment I used it. This one's a lot tougher, and as you can see, it's multi-stranded. But yeah, the kind of the wire saws were always something from survival kits. Oh look, there's a spare one, slightly tougher version. So it might be the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing as that one. So it's a spare one because I know they're going to break. These things you can use by hand, or you can make a bow saw out of them. But yeah, because of that, this gained interest. And as I said, when I was a child, this was the only thing I had for sawing wood. I never had a proper saw. Put that to one side. Oh, here she comes again. There she goes again. So yeah, so unboxing this little bad boy and see how it fares. I know it's going to be way better than this because it's not going to break on like the second or third attempt. But anyway, let's have a look. So it is, I've got the orange version, the 65 centimetre length chain. They do come in a 95 centimetre, I believe it's the Arborist's pack. It's a much longer blade. If you kind of extend your arms like so. Dang far. Depending on where you live and where you find these, I picked this one up for £55. I think the recommended retail price is about £65. Obviously that will vary to where you live, and obviously the stockist and where you buy it. I think the 95 centimetre one was close to £100. and it comes with varying colour hand straps, and you can even buy it in leather. You buy the posh one with a leather pouch and leather handles. Didn't really want to spend that sort of money really, but your choice if you want to do that. So anyway, pack contains hand-powered chainsaw and nylon case. If you read the back, hand-powered chainsaw. The Nordic Pocket Saw is the pocket-sized hand-powered chainsaw for the outdoor enthusiasts. Lightweight, easy to pack, and effortless cutting. Yeah, we'll put that to the test. Developed in Sweden and tested in harsh Nordic conditions. Yeah. Read more at the website, nordicpocketsaws.com. Internationally intellectual property protected, and there's a nice little picture of it cutting a log. And on the other side, same sort of thing with a QR code. Made in China apparently, as always these days. But anyway, I've not even taken this out of the box yet. So we have pouch, should come with a belt loop, thank goodness. One of the main reasons for wanting this, it's lightweight, and I'm going to try and get my bushcrafting kit down as small as possible, as we all want to. So yeah. Comes with instructions. I don't know if these instructions will come in your language, but this was in English. Basically 5-year unlimited, 5-year limited warranty, and safety warnings, user guide. Keep the chain straight and stretched while using. Keep hands in a sufficient wide position to avoid contact with the chain at all use. If you're doing this, you're going to bind it and it's too much work, so you go wide, so you're not cutting as much wood as possible. I do remember that. Remember, it's about technique and control, not about speed and force. Respect the blades and be careful. Store the saw in a dry and safe place. Hopefully that's going to be dry enough. Care instructions. Keep it dry and clean. Keep the teeth sharp by regularly using a 4mm round file for sharpening, the same as you would with the regular chainsaw, I think. And the chain should also be regularly, I'm not even reading this correctly. The chain should also regularly be lubricated with chain lube. I believe that's mineral oil, but oh yeah, it's got the awards on there. There's 4 of them. The Outdoor Gold winner, the Scandinavian Outdoor Award. That one's quite difficult to read. I think it's in that box as well. No, that one's not there. Oh, it's in German, that's why I'm not really understanding it. Ich liebe Bergs Awards, and the #1 National Geographic Adventure Gift Guide 2016. So it's been around for a while. Put that in the box actually. What do we have? Hello. Oh, a silica pack. I will leave that in there. So, okay. Obviously I bought the orange handled version. I think it comes in green is the alternative. Some sturdy straps. Yeah, that's not bad. So, oh, it's very thin blade. It's like a, almost like a, it's even smaller than a bicycle chain actually. Yeah, it's definitely thinner than a racing bicycle chain. It's already lubricated, oiled, I suppose. Wow, it's tiny. I wasn't expecting it to be this small. I've seen chainsaw blades, and this is, I don't know, maybe half the size? Yeah, I had a feeling getting this off would be a bit of a challenge. Sharp! So there, this is definitely not a modified chainsaw blade. This is built from the ground up, I reckon. I was just about to say bear with me. I would like to keep hold of that, but I don't think that's going to be so cool. Yeah, I've unboxed it. Thank you for watching. No, of course not. I want to test it as well. Let's give you a close-up. Nylon handles. I suppose they're called Dura, aren't they? They look quite tough. But as you can see, every link has a saw blade on it. I believe chainsaw blades only have one cutting tooth per 4th link. But it is incredibly thin. I have to measure the thickness of that. Branding. Incredibly thin, isn't it? It's going to make life a lot easier. So, the next thing is to give it a test drive. See how this little monster, can we call it monster? It's tiny, it's too small, too thin to be called monster. Tjena, hur är läget? Typ. Ja. Okay, so they're having a break. Right, the question is, do I do this with an audience? I think I'll wait. I make cameras, I don't like doing this with an audience. There's hypocrisy for you. Plus I don't know if the sawing noise will scare the horses. Or are they ponies? I don't want to scare the animals. Okay, the horse riding school has left. They didn't want me sawing this while they were sitting on the table nearby, just in case I scared the horses. Which, I respect that. So, our first victim is a birch branch. It's about 7 centimetres wide. It's about 2 7/8 of an inch in diameter. It's definitely not green. It has been trimmed in the past, as you can see. So I'm guessing this is cured, at least in some respect. It's definitely not green anyway. So if I can remember how to do this. I've not used one of these things I've not used a pocket chainsaw ever. So I'm going to assume putting this on the floor is going to be the easiest option. So I am underneath. I'm going to hold the handles this way, support that for a little bit. Obviously this is going to have to bite in first, so go slowly, a little bit of force, just so it can bite in. And rhythm! Oh my word. There it's biting, that's my fault. Too close together, that's what I was saying, keep them apart. This does use muscles you're not used to using, even for rowing. It's biting again, not quite sure why. A wider grip then. You don't see that in the adverts, do you? Maybe it's because I'm too small. Okay, a bit slower, less force. Not too much. It does vibrate on your hands. Oh, come on, we're nearly done. Come on, we're nearly there. Oh, no. Okay, so that last bit's a bit annoying. It's biting. I don't know if it's this log. Needs a bit of. Yeah, it's just biting because of the log. Not my fault. Not the saw's fault. That was a lot easier than I was expecting. The typical chainsaw type thing. I'm not sure what these hook sections are called. Obviously that's to pull away the wood and the shavings. So there we go again. Come on. See if I can cut it clean this time. Oh yeah. Bit of practice. That is a clean cut. Obviously sharp blade is the reason. Not bad at all. Right, how easy is it to get back in its pouch? I guess we're going to have to... Can it just drop in? With my shaky hands, if I can do it, anybody can. They never go back in the same way you took them out, do they? Well, it's in. Let's have a quick test and taking it back out and see how messy it is. Oh, oh, oh! As always, technique. As always with any tool, there's technique more than brute force and stupidity. So instead of a kind of what I was expecting to be doing, maybe on a larger log that would have worked, but I seem to be doing, holding it like that and kind of going, rocking it from side to side through the wood as that. And that close-up attempt was way more successful. Like I say, a bit of practice and learning the technique. So yeah, so let's try it on something a bit harder and something a bit softer. Okay, branch from an oak tree. Probably the hardest wood I'm going to find in Sweden. Being mostly boreal forests, they are few and far between. But it's probably about the same size as that birch branch saw earlier. So will be a good test. Oh, pocket saw. That'd be nice to get that on a belt. Have a bushcrafting belt. Right, let's give this a go. No gloves. Yeah. Oh yeah. It is said that these types of saws use more energy than a regular bow saw, or like my silky saw that I have. So I think I'll try it. I'll cut that with the silky I've got, and then I'll do a comparison to see which one cut faster. Obviously when you're working from the bottom up, it does fall down and bind a little bit at the top. But anyway, let's give it a try. So we do a side-by-side comparison. Flipping heck. Okay. Hardwood. The blades on the silky are designed for softwood. They're very long. Anyway. Clearly the pocket saw is easier to carry than this beast. I wonder which was quicker. This wasn't the blockage that had seen before. This footpath comes down from the road and kind of does a loop like that, and then down to the lake. And I went in one direction because I remember there being trees blocking both ends. I came in from that side, and there was no hindrance. I think they'd been pulled back or cleared. But there was a fallen down birch tree, but it wasn't really in the way, so I might give that a go because it was larger. But I'm going to head back out that way and see if I can find that blockage that way. If not, I'll go back round and do the fallen tree. Well impressed. I wasn't far away, so I thought I'll pop down to the lakeside and see how the campsite's doing. Not surprisingly, people have been here and they've left their garbage and destroyed that wonderful fireplace that myself and my friend had built. I decided to chuck some. So there's one fallen birch tree, but again still living, so I'm not touching that. And that's at the top of the loop, so that's quite a marker. Believe it or not, that's the trail I just came through. You get a better view maybe. we go. That's the trail I've just come. Top of the loop. And pardon the shaking, no stabiliser. But there's a down birch tree there. Let's see if that's alive or dead. This one looks like it has passed on. I'm quite sure why there's electrical tape around it. But there's no leaves on this trunk or branch, so I'll have a go at cutting this from a different angle. Obviously this is, all I've done so far is on the floor, but this one's vertical. Obviously that vertical trunk, sorry, will be quite easy, but that one is at a unique angle, so let's have a crack at that one, see what happens. What am I doing? I want to hold it like that. Annoying. Too much again. Okay. I'd say it's about 10 centimetres, 4 inches. So, what are my thoughts on the Nordic Pocket Saw? Initial reaction is very impressed. There is a lot more technique, I think, with this type of saw than your regular types. Based on this compared to this, I think I'm going to need to use this a lot more. There's definitely a lot more technique required with this little fellow, but in terms of compact nature, this wins hands down. You can't, I mean, look at the difference. Weight, it's very, very light. I believe it's 325 grams, which is about 7 ounces. I'll have to check. I can't remember the weight of this one. Obviously, compared to a small handsaw, yeah, this wins and more wins. But compared to my trusty silky big boy, I am still not convinced that this will be the only saw I ever take ever out again. But in terms of keeping things compact and small, I'm really liking this. Is it worth the money? It is cheaper than the Silky. It's more expensive than this. This was only about, I don't know, somewhere about £10, I think. But this, again, this is cheap pruning saw that you find in garden centres. the Silky is a professional arborist's tool, so you're going to expect to get what you pay for with one of these. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting this through its paces on a proper camping trip. I will bring the Silky as a backup just in case things get a bit difficult. In certain scenarios, I think this will be a lot more fun. When the log is on the floor, it's a lot easier to use. Again, like I said, technique for when things are up in the air. I think if the log was vertical or the tree trunk was vertical, you'd probably find it binding a little bit maybe. But as I said, it's just technique and learning the skill to use it. Yeah, I'm glad I paid money for it. Cut through that oak log very, very simply. I mean, this is obviously my benchmark. And job well done for the Nordic Pocket Saw. I'm starting to understand why it's got the awards now. Thank you for watching. I'm going to have to go. It's going to start raining in a few minutes. I'm already hearing the thunder. So I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.